Hello everyone, and you're watching Let's Talk Real Estate. I am Robert Aldana, and we have a very special guest with us here today. Our friend and client, Herbert Orellana. Hello, how are you, Herbert?
Good, Roberto. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Thank you for being here. I know you're a busy guy. I appreciate you taking the time on a Saturday, because we have quite a few people come in today and do some testimonials about some of the things that we've been helping people out in the community. Mr. Orellana came to us, I guess, a couple, 3 years ago.
About 3 years ago.
Yeah, and he came to us and he needed some assistance because he had been trying to get a loan modification. He had a pretty high mortgage payment. In fact, his payment on his first of his property was $3,200, which was a NEG-AM loan. I don't know if you know what a NEG-AM loan is, but basically in a NEG-AM loan, that means that you're paying not even the interest on the particular loan. So every single month that you make that minimum payment, your actual loan balance continues to go up higher and higher, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he had a $3,200 NEG-AM payment, and he came to us needing assistance. He had went somewhere else, they couldn't help him. He had tried to talk to some attorneys who were trying to charge him about $10,000. Of course, who has $10,000 to spend on a loan modification, which I think is ludicrous. So he came to us, we talked to him, tried to figure out if he was a candidate for a loan modification. He seemed to have been a candidate for a loan modification, and what we ended up doing is we ended up taking this information down, starting a file on him, and actually start negotiating with his lender. And it took a long time.
It took like about 6 months.
Okay, it took about 6 months. And one of the most frustrating things for Mr. Orellana, I have to admit, and not only for him, but it was just as frustrating for us, was the fact that his lender many times was telling him that we weren't calling him. Is that correct?
We always keep calling, but said, I know you submit all those papers, my document, but they always said they never received that.
Yeah, so basically the lenders were telling Mr. Orellana, and of course you can imagine how frustrated he must have gotten. They were telling him, you know, your people who are helping you have never sent in a loan modification application, and we always had everything documented with the names and times and so forth that we spoke to certain individuals. So we would show Mr. Orellana, and I got to thank Mr. Orellana here on the air by thanking him for having the patience with us, because I think just about anybody would have probably given up and said, no, these guys are just trying to waste my time and maybe just take my money and not do anything, because there's so much out there of fraud that comes to mind in terms of loan modifications and all these scams that exist. And it's tough. I mean, the media is talking about how terrible loan modification companies were, and they were talking about you know, how everybody's getting ripped off who was in loan modification. And so I really appreciate the fact that he had the faith in us. And Mr. Orellana had a $3,200 payment, and there came a time where he got denied for his loan modification. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
several times.
Several times.
But the last time you were denied for a loan modification.
Yes.
And in that denial, it was, I believe, a Wednesday, because I kind of vividly remember this. It was like a Wednesday. He came to see us. He said, "I've been denied." Yeah, he says, "I've been denied my loan modification because nobody submitted any paperwork, because it's denied for lack of information." And I was dumbfounded. We called his lender, and we spoke to his lender, and they said, "Oh yeah, we've got all your documentation here. Then why did you send a denial letter?" They said, "We don't know why we sent a denial letter. We just sent it." The very next day, he received his actual offer from his lender with the mortgage payment. You're not going to believe this. What was your mortgage payment? Don't include taxes and insurance. What was your mortgage payment? 300 and
with the modification.
Yeah, with the modification.
Was $385.
$385 was his mortgage payment. He had a loan balance of $728,000. I'm not kidding you. $385 was his mortgage payment. In fact, his mortgage payment was less than what his taxes and insurance payment was.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. That's true.
Okay. So, were you able now to make that type of mortgage payment?
I can't even pick up the recycle to pay that mortgage. So I had to say that thanks to Robert, he's doing a lot of work for me. I'm very successful, and that's why I'm here. So to say that he's a really guy who's do all this for me and for too many another families.
Well, thank you very much, Herbert. But I love the fact that you had a lot of faith in us. I want to thank you for that, and I want to thank you for working with us as a team, because it wasn't easy. You know that it wasn't easy.
It's a lot
Thank
of
you
work.
for having faith in us. We're true to our word, but sometimes it was frustrating. Yeah. So get this: $385 mortgage payment. No
I
kidding.
can't believe it. The proof, I got the proof in my house, and the paper, there's talk.
Yeah.
Paper talk.
Money talks, paperwork talks. So now his taxes and insurance were more than his mortgage payment. He's paying less, probably half of what he would be paying for a rental property if he was renting in the same area. So what advice would you give to people who are having problems with their mortgage payment? What advice would you give them?
Well, first they had to find the right person who can deal with the banks, because it's very, very confusing, that deals. And what he said, they have a hub and try to get the right person
Who has experience.
with experience, and try to get, because it's not easy, so it's very hard. So that's why I recommend Roberto Aldana. So there's things to
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. So, I guess the advice that he's giving you is be patient.
Be patient.
Team up with the right people.
Don't believe what the bank says. Sometimes they lie too much.
Yeah, that's
Sorry
a good point.
to say that, but
That's a great point. Don't believe what the bank is telling you, because the right hand does not know what the left hand is doing,
That's
and that
true.
is a fact. So
Yeah.
don't believe what the bank is telling you. Have patience and know that you have to qualify for a loan modification. That's something that's really important. If you don't qualify for a loan modification, it's going to be tough, almost impossible to get one. But Mr. Orellana, like the hundreds of other families that we helped, qualified for loan modifications, and they received loan modification offers. But thank you again,
Sure.
I appreciate you working with us. And if you were to ever need to buy or sell a house, who are you going to call?
Roberto Aldana.
Good answer, my friend. Good answer. Well, thank you so much.
Happy with your service, Robert.
Thank you for watching the program. Thank you for watching this little video here. If you want more information, if you're in a situation that's kind of tough and you don't know what to do, you're kind of saying, hey, I don't know that I can afford my payment anymore. The first thing you need to do is talk to somebody who understands how these things work, okay? Give me a call at 1-800-882-7896, 1-800-882-7896. Also, visit my website at robertaldana.com. I've got a lot of great stories on there. One of my, I guess several stories that have to do with loan modifications and short sales. There's a story called The Truth About Loan Mods and Short Sales. And then there's also my favorite one, Confessions of a Modster with a D. So check those stories out on my website at robertaldana.com. And if you are on Facebook, befriend me on Facebook. I am /Robert Aldana. Same thing with Twitter. And also check out all my videos on YouTube at youtube.com/Robert Aldana. Have a super day, everyone. Thanks again for watching. Thank you, Erbed, for being here today. I appreciate that. And I'll be sending you a check tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not paying them to do this. So thank you for watching, and we'll be in touch, okay? 1-800-882-7896. Have a great